All right, you guys, this is episode 3 of Scaling Out CMRR. In this video, I'm going to be talking about exactly how you can build out an offer as a marketing agency owner or even as a software company that actually sells outbound, that sells via cold email. I'll be going over the offer habits, which you need to construct, how to construct it, my current campaigns, what went well today, what didn't go well. This is a daily documentation process that I'm uploading every single afternoon, going over exactly how I'm scaling my cold email agency, helping out B2B software companies book out more demos. So you guys subscribe, hit the like button. Let's hop straight into y'all. All right, so right here on the screen, as you guys can tell, we have kind of some components of the offer. So let's show you guys kind of what we're talking about here. So what I want to show you guys is a couple different packages that we have to offer. I'm not going to be going over or pitching you guys on it. I want to show you the layout for educational purposes. I'm not going to be clicking on each package, but I'm going to be going over exactly what works and what doesn't work. So if you're selling something outbound, you need to have one package or one offer that you know can sell without a sales call. In other words, this is my 625 offer. So in other words, I sell an offer to where I tell software companies, you pay $125 per booked appointment. We'll set up all the cold email infrastructure for you. We handle DCAM, we'll handle domains, we'll handle every single piece that you need to send out cold email and book qualified calls. And you just pay for your first 5 qualified calls up front. 125 times 5 is obviously 625, as you guys can tell. And this is an offer that I don't need to actually have a Zoom call for. I don't need to have a qualified meeting for. This is a very irresistible offer to the marketplace. They like it a lot. And this is number package 1. So if they're skeptical and they don't want to test cold email before they know it really works, they can have this offer. If they have a smaller budget and they want proof of concept, they obviously is going to be a great offer for them. And if they're okay with just having 5 meetings and no long-term system, then this is going to be a great offer for them. So back to me being here full on the screen. The main reason why I'm showing you guys this video and I'm documenting this process is because I want you guys to get in my way of thinking towards cold email. I'm facing this as a system to where even though, stuff might hit the fan with domains and things might burn, everything like that, which is obviously inevitable. It's going to happen, especially if you're sharing IPs with different softwares and stuff like that. You don't completely own the system. It's bound to happen. But I want you thinking in terms of bulletproof. How do you bulletproof an outbound system to where you can consistently book calls no matter the day of the week, no matter what's going on in the market, and no matter what's happening? How can you build an evergreen offer that is going to last throughout the times of all the ebbs, all the flows of typical business ventures, typical business life? Okay, so let's get back to it. So package number 2 is obviously our core offer, $4,500. Okay, so we build a system one time and run it forever, as opposed to an agency that you pay $3K a month, or somebody else you'd have to hire long term where you spend 20, 30, 40K a year long term having the system tweaked out. We have SOPs, documents, and an entire infrastructure that we install for these software companies at a one-time price point. So if they're an agency or if they're a software company and they want it added as a service, as another outbound channel, we do this for a one-time flat fee. And obviously, if they're willing to invest, 30 days for their team to learn, the team to get implemented with it, that way we can profitably build out the system, hand it to their team and say, here's how you're going to do it. Let me leave it off at that. So this is exactly what it takes in terms of the $4,500 offers. This is my second package. The third package we have over here is a 10K offer. This is for upmarket guys. It's for enterprise level customers. And it's for basically people that are it's companies that are above $5 million in ARRs. You can check out my website. And it's for these guys that just want us to have the system installed for them and go after upmarket potential, okay? So the reason why I'm showing you guys is because the components of an offer come down to a few different things with psychology. It's really comes down to this question: how easily can this offer sell to a cold prospect? In other words, are you positioned as a biz op opportunity or an improvement offer? Okay, so unfortunately, a lot of the software companies that we actually market for, they have like project management tools. We'll call them PM tools. Okay, and these are just improvements of softwares that already exist, like Excel, Microsoft Word, other project management tools that you've heard of, ClickUp, whatever it is. And these are just good improvements of them, right? They're an improvement offer. So me as the marketer, as a cold email, I have to put that offer on my back, make it look sexy, and make it not as a software, but sell the end solution. Okay, so back goes full screen here. As a marketer, as a cold emailer, as an agency owner, as somebody who wants to build out an outbound system that can predictably book calls like what we're doing on a daily basis, what I want you to understand is that I have to focus most of my efforts, and so does Andrew, my head of acquisition, and Basil, the head of fulfillment, who covers all the customers, is we have to focus on positioning our offer as a biz opportunity offer. So we're going to give your software company more business by booking you demos by installing our cold email infrastructure. An improvement offer would be, hey, we have a software that's just like all these other softwares that handle out project management tools. And, you can check off lists and do this and track your habits and track your, spreadsheets and data and an employee count and XYZ. Well, there's a million and one different ones out there, but how many of those can get you the desired result of booking out calls, or how can it be positioned as a business opportunity offer? So in other words, a boring software like a project management tool, what does that do? Okay, it might save some sort of aspect of the business money, maybe financials towards the end. So maybe you can target a campaign with CFOs who handle the financials of the business organization. You can say, hey, here's they're going to cut your, I don't know, just throw out a number, your bottom line by 20% by using this specific outcome with this specific thing. You can cut your billable hours by 20% by using this one thing. I'll give you a free trial. Let me show you how it works. So you have to target something very specific. You can't say we have the software, we have a bunch of bells and whistles, we're super cool. Here's what we cover. Okay. So let's get back to the video here. Now, this is what I want you guys to focus on as well. Another big thing, you guys, we have to focus on too is how much leverage do you have on your business? So in other words, I just got off the phone with Andrew, head of acquisition today, and Andrew is covering the campaigns for CMR. We're having him cover and build out obviously campaigns like November 15th that we're going to be launching tomorrow. We're going to import the leads, and he's going to handle that. We have subsequences here in Instantly to where we can actually send out follow-ups after a prospect is interested. So after they mark themselves as being interested, we send them a litany of follow-ups. It's actually 8 follow-ups to where they can book a meeting. You might think this is spam, but this is following up with the leads. This is standard business practice. You have to use insurance sales, typical sales, car sales, whatever it is. This is standardized follow-ups, okay? So that being said, I have my time freed as the founder to work on higher leverage activities. I'm still working 8, 10, 12 hours a day. This is very normal activity, okay? You guys should go watch Patrick Bet-David's YouTube videos, especially from like 2015 to 2020, okay? When he was making really like authentic, raw, valuable content from Value Entertainment, okay? I always watch those. He talks about how as a business owner, you have to as a part-time business owner, you're working like 60 hours a week. And like as a full-time real entrepreneur, you're working 80 plus hours a week. This is just what it takes, okay? So I'm working on higher leverage tasks that aren't having to do with lead sourcing, campaign management. I have people and I have orchestrated, trustworthy business partnerships and people who I can go to so I can say, hey, you need to, I would like for you to cover this. I need help with this. This is exactly what I need. I'm very clear and I'm very upfront with what's going on in the business. And so obviously these guys take it to the heart and they really help me out here because this is what we do. So we're a team. Okay. So that being said, I'm now focused on these higher leverage tasks, which is orchestrating the team, building out these offers and making sure these packages are good and they can actually be sold outbound. Okay. That being said, you guys, that's pretty much what went on today in terms of cold emails being sent. As just a little bit of an update, 740 were sent today, Friday, November 14th. We had a decent amount of positive responses. We did not book a single call today, though. I will tell you guys that. We have a few guys in the pipeline today that are interested in booking a call, and I'm going to have the guys follow up with them today. But we should be at least booking, like I said in the previous video, 4 sales calls every single day. It's very manageable with the system. It's a matter of tweaking and a matter of sending. So that being said, that's what the main focus is for me. How do I puppeteer everything as a whole, as a business, and how do I steer us in the right direction to book out these calls, which will equate to more business. So this is what I'm focusing on as the next sort of steps for CMRR. So that being said, that was today. That's how you're going to build an offer that actually sells outbound. Hope this video helped. Let me know, you guys, down below in the any comments, any concerns you guys have in the comment section. Let me know what you guys thought of this video. Subscribe because this is a daily occurrence. I'm going to be giving you guys updates every single day. This is going to be daily uploads for scaling CMRR to a $4,500 a day business. All right, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.